Time now for our Parent Learning Link with this week's educator, Margit Crane. Margit has decades of experience as a teacher, a school counselor, and a coach. She provides coaching for gifted teens and tweens, including those with ADD or ADHD. Margit is also the author of several books, including the forthcoming How to Train Your Parent in 6.5 Days, a teen handbook. This week's topic is comparisons. Drawing comparisons may be good for shopping, but it's not so good for your family. Talk a little bit about why comparing siblings is so hurtful.
It's not just comparing siblings, but that's a really good place to start. It's kind of fun to compare, and we do it sort of naturally, just going around day to day. And so it's kind of fun when you've created a child to also do that. It's fascinating to just see how our kids are the same and different. But what I often hear from parents are things like, everybody in our family gets along except for this one we don't understand. Or we're all alike and this one is different. And the one that they're talking about always knows how they're regarded. Whether you say it or not, there's this sort of undercurrent of, we don't get who you are, but we get each other. So that can be really hurtful. And we also compare our kids to other people's kids. I've been guilty of this too, looking at some of my friends' kids and where they are. And then we start to question ourselves when actually what we're doing is not only doing a disservice to our kids, but doing a disservice to ourselves and casting ourselves as bad parents or, not as good as we could have been. So it just never works out the way. Kind of do it so that maybe we can bring them up to par or something, but it never happens like that. And so it can be really destructive. And the other thing that parents do, this is super fun to say, oh, that child is just like me. Or so-and-so, my son is just like his father. And it's kind of fun to do, but that also can have repercussions that aren't that great, because down the line, what happens when you're predicting, oh, well, this is how I was, so this is what they'll probably do, and then they do something else and you're not prepared for that. Or they do change and they're not the same as you. Or you expect them to do something and they do it, but they don't want to do it. They're doing it because you expect them to do it, and they think they have to be like you because you've said it so many times. It's a messy situation.
I can see where it seems fun and harmless on the surface. Like, well, your sister never gave me any trouble. I don't see why you're acting this way. How would that affect the sibling who is in the favorable part of that comparison?
That sibling often gets treated better and has a higher opinion of themselves, which may not be well earned. It might be something that they just expect their parent to always side with them. And then when the parent doesn't, or when the parent starts seeing, oh, look what I've been doing, then that child may be treated as one of the group now instead of the special one. So they haven't learned how to handle that either. So they're only used to being handled as the special one. And now, what do you mean I'm just one of the group? Are you kidding me? I'm special. And they have no idea how to relate to being one of many, which is kind of what society is about when you're an adult. There are very few of us that, president, that's one, but most of us are just sort of average Joes going around through life like with everybody else. And the special kids, the ones that are treated better, don't know how to do that real well.
Any advice for parents who are in the habit of making these comparisons?
I would just say, so simply, is just to look for each one's distinct traits, the ones that are positive in each person. Because what tends to happen with comparing is we like this and we don't like this. This is the good one, this is the not so good one. So if we can just focus on the good traits in each of our kids, that will go a long way to evening out the comparing. A lot of the glitches in parenting are just sort of the train goes off the track, but they can be put on the track really simply. The tweaks are pretty simple. So that's why I really like to do parent coaching, because the gratification is fast.
Margit, thanks so much for joining us. What upcoming events do you have?
I have a class on Wednesday in Kirkland called Focus Your Distracted Child in 5 Easy Steps. It's at Evergreen Hospital, and you can get more information about that on my website, which is margitcrane.com, and that's spelled MARGIT, Crane, CRANE.com.
Again, for more information, resources, and free events, you can check out margitcrane.com or parentlearninglink.com.